Alex Hormozy says it best. That is the value equation. Okay, the rich people, the rich homeowners, they don't want the cheap stuff. They want the dream outcome, so whatever they want to have, they want it guaranteed, so the perceived likelihood of achievement is high, what they actually wanted to have. Then they don't want to wait for it as long, they want to have it fast, and also they don't want to bother thinking about, okay, how can I make this work? Okay, like, do I have to worry about them like leaving a mess, doing all these different things, maybe not doing it as I wanted them to do? And that's where you should focus on as a remodeler. This is just top of mind for me. I'm Joshua Bow, founder of Estimate Flow. We're helping remodelers and outdoor living companies scale to the moon without ad spend, all that stuff. It's only pay per appointment. But anyways, what I'm basically outlining here is the offer which you should create as a contractor. And that is super important. I'm very big on offers because that's what we also do in our company. And that's why we differentiate ourselves from all the other guys, because of a different offer in a sense. Because we can do all the promises, we can do all like the testimonials and whatever, but in the end you need to have something so you can stand out, no matter how you do it. Okay, and in this case you can deliver as a construction guy, as a remodeler, as an auto living company. You need to first set the expectation, make sure that you are professional, how you walk into the door, how you present yourself. That's first thing. Very professional, be confident in your ability, and then tell them, hey, look, you had these ideas, we had all these things for you prepared. That's what we think is super good, and this could fit perfectly into what you were thinking about, and could basically be in addition to that. And just like being the leader, leading them through the thing, leading them through what their landscape, what their kitchen, what their bathroom, what their backyard could actually look like. That's first thing. And that's like taking off that effort, taking off that sacrifice from them having to think about. That's first thing. Then of course they have that dream outcome. You can also show that to them with a 3D design consultation, with a 3D basically, design in itself. Okay, you can of course do that and showcase that to them. And that's where you want to be in terms of the selling point as well. You want to, in that moment, have the feeling, go in, sell with that in person, preferably. Okay, not like closing a 100K thing over Zoom. I mean, some people can, yes, but most you should actually do in person, especially if you're beginning in sales and you're not as experienced. These two things, though, and that is the biggest thing in contracting. Alex Hormozy says it best, and that is perceived likelihood of achievement and time delay. That is one of the biggest factors for rich people. And what you gotta know is that they don't get the thing on time. When you tell them like, hey, this can be done in 2 months, and you actually take 6 months, they get upset. And that's where the rich people actually suffer from. Not it being like high priced or anything like that. They don't want to have the cheapest. That's not their goal. They're big on time, big on perceived likelihood achievement. These things that creates value for them. Okay, that is the biggest thing. And what we can do, what Alex Hormozy also always outlines for every single contractor, is you can raise prices, but you have to make different conditions then. You can't be commoditized, raise prices, and then expect that you stay the same. You need to offer something different. If you have a different offer, you can charge different prices because you take on more risk. Risk is the currency here. Whenever you have more risk, you're able to charge more money. And that's very big. Okay? For example, in this case, we're taking on all the risk because of ad spend. Okay? That means that you're basically completely out of it. And now it could mean that we can charge more money. Okay? Just for the reasoning, because we have more risk. We can lose a lot here because we're so deep in, like, we're so deep with our skin, and we can go so much into red if we don't know what we're doing. Okay, and same thing for you guys. And if you have a established company, what you can do is you can offer on time, on budget, okay, perceived likelihood of achievement and the time delay. And with that, on time, on budget guarantee, especially in that niche, you would basically say, okay, if we're not on time, on budget, we give you 10% back, which is our margin. Okay, 10% of the estimate back, that is our margin. But at the same time, now, what you can do, you have that guarantee now. And if you can, or like 99% of the time, when you actually say it, it actually happens. Like that month, that week, it is actually accomplished. Then you can, first of all, guarantee that, and you can never give someone money back. But the second thing is your close rate will shoot through the roof because you're differentiating yourself from your competition. That's the very first thing. This third thing is you can charge more money. You can increase your prices because you have a different offer than everybody else. You're not the commodity anymore. You don't offer kitchens. You don't offer bathrooms. You first of all offer, of course, that's the first experience which I talked about, the first impressions. But at the same time, you have a different offer. You're taking away the risk from the, like, especially rich clients, which we want to service, rich homeowners. They don't always look for the cheapest thing. They look for it to be on time, on budget. They have confidence that you actually deliver on what you say. Okay, and that's super important. Then you can raise prices. You can charge 10-20% more. And if, like, someone gets a chargeback, who cares? You made way more money than that because you closed way more deals. And also you had that 10-20% increase in price, which neglects that totally. Okay, you make hundreds more than what you would charge back to them. Okay, and that's basically my quick take on how you basically stand out as a construction company. Use that value. Really use that in construction. Think about how you can create a good offer in your niche. Yeah, and stand out from your competition to close more deals.